Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another Big Beardy video, and today we're talking about 5 things that you might be doing wrong and how we can correct them. These 5 things I'm going to mention today are things that I have done myself. They're things that I have done wrong and I try and correct, and they're also things that don't just apply to the curry industry, the industry that I'm involved in. They apply to any business, and if you can change these things or change the way you work, they will benefit you greatly. These aren't just 5 things that I've just came up with as well, though. These are things that you will hear very, successful people, leaders in the industry talk about regularly when they are on, being interviewed or talked about various things. So I'm just passing them on to yourselves. So let's get into it. Number 1, the first thing you might be doing wrong is not working hard enough. Now, we all think we work hard, and majority of people work really hard. But when you're running a business or trying to do things for yourself, being a sole trader, you have to get out the mindset of being a 40-hour-a-week worker. I get messages a lot of time from people saying, I'm working hard and I'm not getting to where I want to get. And I question them and I say, well, let's break down how that's happening. And they say, well, I got my first job at 9. And then, I dropped that off at 12, then I got another one at 12, and I picked it up and I dropped it off at 3, and I was 10 minutes from home, so I finished for the day. It's like, that's not working hard. You might have made good money and everything. You're not working hard. You're working hard enough, but you can put more effort in. Some people say they only work, I sometimes only work a 4-day week. But if I'm working a 4-day week, I'm working 15 hours that day. Simple as that. If I'm working a 5-day week, I'm working as many hours as possible. One way to look at it is we are already restricted by the amount of time we can work. You've got to eat, you've got to sleep, you've got family and everything. If you're finishing early, you're just restricting that time even more. So think about, are you actually putting as much effort in as you can be? Work harder and you will see better results. Number 2, and this is sort of the counterpoint to the first one, is people being, and I mean this in a nice way, busy idiots. Working hard, but in the wrong direction. I love people that work hard. I work my ass off. But sometimes you are pointing your attentions the wrong way. You're doing that mundane crap which you have to do to make the money, and you're working hard and you're putting the hours in. But you're neglecting other stuff like networking, marketing, putting yourself out there, trying to source new customers. One of the things I speak to a lot of people about, that they say, Beardy, I'm working my ass off, I'm doing 15-hour days every day of the week, and I say to them, well, have you reached out to anyone? Are you targeting customers? And the answer is no. I'm just on the road trying to make money. Take a little bit of that time away, reinvest it in networking, trying to build up a bigger customer base, and you'll have better effects. You're still working hard, but you need to point the torch in a different direction. And by doing so, generating more business. Like I said, networking is a great example, because not enough people network. They work their arse up and they never pick up the phone and just start speaking to customers and shippers. All you have to do is land one big fish, and you can turn your company from a company that's working really well, making you good money, to making fantastic money. And it takes time, it takes effort, but sometimes that effort is better pointed in that direction. Just doing that mundane, for me in the curry industry, being behind the wheel, driving from A to B to A to B, I can put hundreds of hours in and I can make money, but I'm never going to progress and see the results I want to see if that is all I do. So if you are working hard, fantastic, but think maybe I should be pointing it in a different direction. And I'll give you an example. Some people who watch my videos regularly know I have an eBay shop. It's a small eBay shop. It makes me a little bit of money. I was thinking about it the other day, and I realised I'm working really hard and not getting the return I want. So I've binned it. I've knocked the eBay on the head. I was focusing power and energy into something, and a lot of energy in something that's not giving me the return I want. So now I'm focusing my energy on other stuff. Sometimes you just have to evaluate and look at what you're doing and think, actually, can I put time somewhere else? So that's number 2. Number 3. This one's probably my favourite one. And that's be a dick. Pretty simple. If you ask people that know me, they'll say, I hear it all the time. I'm a gentle giant. I'm a nice person. I'm friendly, and I am. I'm a nice bloke. I try and be nice to people. I'm generally a friendly bloke. This, when I came into business, actually hindered me because in business, people don't give a shit if you're a nice person. You need to be a dick. You need to learn how to say no. You need to learn how to stand your ground. If it's not benefiting you and your business, then you need to be saying no to people. When I started in this industry, I'm just going to move a little bit. I was often doing things for shippers at the cost of myself because I wanted to impress them, because I wanted them to like me, because I wanted them to send me return work. And often these shippers would never call me again. Now, a couple do. I've got great relationships with a few shippers. And them I don't mind going the extra mile for because I know they're going to feed it back to me. But generally, if someone's saying, let's give you an example. You put a bid on a job and you bid, the job should be paying you, let's say, £110. You bid on it £100. So you're already gone down to £10. Then they phone you and go, listen, I want to give you the job, but you're going to have to do it for 80. I can't go that low. A lot of people, and I used to do this, would go, yeah, go on then. I'll do you a favour. I'd never hear from that shipper again. That favour never got repaid to me. You have to get into that position like, no, I've already come down a tenner, mate. That's the price. Take it or leave it. If you don't want me to do it, I'll find something else. Or you would be on a job driving from A to B and then you'll get a phone call halfway and say, oh, listen, I've made a bit of a mistake. It's an extra 10 miles in that direction. Do you mind just, yeah, sure, no worries, I'll do it for you. That shouldn't be a response. The response should be, yeah, that's fine, but it's going to cost you more. Put your foot down. That you're not being you when it comes to business. When you're negotiating, especially when it comes to money, get the deal you want to get, not the deal that's going to make them happy. Don't put yourself out to make someone more money. It should be going into your pocket, not theirs. So, be a dick. Yeah, that's it basically. Learn to say no, learn to stand your ground. You will feel the benefits of it. And it feels good occasionally to go, no, screw you, I want what I want. Anyway, all right, number 4. This one is really important. Well, they're all really important, let's be honest. Is invest in yourself. Not enough people do this. Not enough people understand how to do this. And this isn't the same as investing in your business, like buying equipment for your business stuff. That stuff you have to do anyway. Invest in yourself personally. If you're working for someone else and you're doing, let's say you're doing a 40-hour week, and there's a rule called the 47-hour rule, which I'll talk about in a second. If you're doing a 40-hour week, making money for someone else, because that's what you're doing if you're on a wage. You're making them money. You're getting paid, but you're making them money. Why aren't you investing time in yourself if you're investing 40 hours in someone else? The 47-hour rule is if you work 40 hours, you should be investing 7 hours into yourself. Now, there's lots of ways of doing this. If you are in the courier industry, you drive a lot. I have some Bluetooth headphones. Excuse me. And I listen to TED Talks, podcasts. I listen to interviews with people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all these, very successful people. By doing that, you're investing in yourself because you're taking a bit of their information. Investing in yourself is an information thing. Taking information and then you can reuse it yourself. If you listen to any of the, like I said, really inspirational, really successful people, they all say the same thing. Read. One of the biggest bits of information, read. Read as much as possible. Invest in yourself. Let's try and get a good example of doing this. For example, if you don't know how to do your books, let's say a lot of people hire accountants, I know that, but knowing your books and how to manage your money is a vital part of any business. If you don't know how to do that and you're just sort of going along and not learning how to do that, you are putting yourself in a detrimental situation. By going out, investing some time into learning that bit of your business, you will help yourself exponentially. So learning, invest in yourself. Like I said, if you're working 40 hours, you should be investing at least 7 hours a week into yourself. Either reading, if you're watching this, you are investing in yourself. You're taking a bit of my information and will hopefully help yourselves. It might be a bad investment. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying, so some of you might be watching and go, this isn't helping me at all. That's fine. but at least you're trying to get information. So invest in yourself. Hugely important. And number 5, which is probably the most important of the lot, is take responsibility for your actions. This is something I never used to do. And I'm going to give you an example of someone who doesn't do it and someone who does do it. I had to take a friend of mine to a job. He was doing a bit of work for someone. Picked him up at 10. He got in the van, and whilst we're driving there, he said, I've only been up for about half an hour. He'd only just woken up. You know, he'd had a line. We get to the job, and he gets out of the van, and we're talking, and the bloke says to him, did you bring whatever it was? I won't go into too much detail. And he goes, no, sorry, I didn't have time. It's like, yeah, you fucking did. But you spent that time asleep. You're not taking responsibility for your action. Subsequently, he lost the next job because he didn't have his stuff sorted out. I've done this before. I used to work for a bank many years ago. I used to go out, party every night. I was 18, 19, and then I would crawl out of bed at 8:30. I had to be at the bank at 8:45, get there, and then I would make up excuses like the traffic or the alarm didn't go off. I wasn't taking responsibility for what I was doing. And because I never took responsibility for what I was doing, I kept doing it. Same goes for your business. If something goes wrong and you're not looking yourself in the mirror going, how could I have changed the outcome of what's happened? How can I make this bad situation? How could I stop that from happening or turn into a good situation? How can I change what's going on? If you don't do that, it will keep happening. Simple as that. Take responsibility, not just for yourself, but for your business. Take responsibility for it. Even if someone else fucks up, take responsibility for it. Because what you will eventually start doing is future-proofing your business. You will start putting things in place so it doesn't happen again. For instance, you're late for a job. Well, this is quite a simple example. You're late for a job. How could I have not been late for the job? Well, I set my alarm for half an hour earlier. Simple. But unless you recognize that you've made a mistake, you're not going to correct that mistake in the future. So really take responsibility for every little thing. How can I improve my business? How can I be better? How can I do a better job? And by standing in front of the mirror and asking yourself these hard questions, because basically you're saying you are shit. What are you going to do about it? And a lot of people don't like doing that. But as soon as you start doing that, you will see that you put things in place to protect yourself, protect your business, and make more money, hopefully. So take responsibility for your actions. I hope these little things have helped. Maybe not, maybe they have. These are things that I've started implementing, doing, and they've really started helping me. Like I said, all 5 of them are things that I've done wrong in the past. All 5 of them are things that I've hopefully changed, and I'm still going to mess up. I'm still going to have days where I don't take responsibility for myself. I'm still going to have days when I'm not a dick and I'm too nice and I let people get away with it. But if you try and implement them as much as possible and realise what you're doing, they should help you. So I hope it's been helpful. Please like, comment and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, be safe out there and have a great day.